First thing I do in 7D is find the angle where pi halves is. Because the bottom is a 2, I want to cut this into halves. So what I want to do is name this as 2 pi halves, because that's the same thing as pi. We only want to go 1 pi half, so this has got to be pi halves here. So our angle, which is in standard position, has to start on the positive x-axis, go up to this pi halves. So this pi halves, this is our angle that we're going to look at. You can't draw a reference triangle to this. Now this is our reference angle more or less, but we can't draw triangles. If we try to draw from our terminal side back to the x-axis, there's no way that we can form a triangle. So these were things that we called quadrantal angles. Anytime we experience quadrantal angles, what we want to do is we want to draw a circle around the point that contains our terminal side. So we want to declare this is our terminal side, and we're going to draw a circle that would go around that. So I'll do the best that I can to draw a circle around it. We want to declare a radius. It doesn't matter what the length of the radius is, but I would recommend just saying you make it a radius of 1. If the radius has a length of 1, then when we rotate around here to our terminal side, this order pair that we've identified has to have the order pair of 0, 1. We've gone 0 units left and right and 1 unit up. This is our x value and this is our y value. When we did these quadrantal angles, we redefined all of our trig ratios. Now secant is a reciprocal of cosine, and the cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So that means when we do a secant, we need the hypotenuse over the adjacent. But it's really difficult to find an hypotenuse and adjacent side on these. So what we did is we traded in for the hypotenuse, the radius of the circle, and the adjacent side is always the x. So in order to do this, we want to find the length of the radius, which we have declared to be 1, divided by the x value, which is 0. So it's 0 divided by 1, which anytime you divide by 0 is undefined. So the answer to this one, to this ratio, is it is undefined because we're dividing by 0. So with quadrantal angles, the key idea here is to always draw a unit circle around it, make the radius of 1, identify your ordered pair, and then convert your definitions of adjacent, opposite, and hypotenuse into x, y's, and r's.